G'day, how's it going? And welcome to another episode of Test Drive. I'm your host, Daryl, and I'm here with Andrew, and today we are presenting you with some Commscope modules and accessories.
Okay, so what we've got, we'll start with the modules. So we've got, basically this is a base 12 or 12 core MTP one end, LC the other end. It's an OM5 cassette that we've got. We've also got a 16 core MTP going into the back of it and 16 core LC at the front cassette. We have this one here is a single mode base 8 cassette. So we've got an MTP going in the front and we've got 8 LC on the front. We have the same in multi-mode. So this is the color differentiation for OM4. So MTP, LCs into the front. We have a slightly different one. So this is quite new to the market. This is an SN type cassette. So it actually has inside 8 cores all up together into the one into there, as well as the MTP connection on the back.
I see, yeah.
And finally, we have the MTP pass-through cassette. This is a base 8 version. It also comes in a base 12 or in the different sizes that we've got here. And basically that means that we have an MTP that plugs in the front and an MTP that plugs into the back.
I see, awesome. And we have these accessories from Commscope.
So those accessories, we've just got a little bit of a range here at the moment. This is quite interesting. This one here is a 16 core MTP OM4 trunk. It is used with the MTP 16 core cassette.
I see, it just goes in the back.
Correct. It's not interchangeable with the 12 core. If I try to put it into there, it won't work, but it's basically splaying out all those cores into those LCs onto the front there. Then our next one here, this is an OM4, just base 12 MTP. This is more a patch lead than a trunk, but we've just used that because a trunk might be a bit long. So you can see that this one is a non-pinned trunk.
Yeah, it is non-pinned, yeah.
Correct, and non-pinned on this side as well. We're going to just show you, I mean, this is not a perfect scenario, but due to what the materials that we have, this is an OM5 cassette and obviously an OM4 trunk, but they will interconnect to each other like so. And finally, we have a hybrid patch lead. This one's here more to show, I guess, that the differences that we've got in the LC or differences we've got in connectors. This is just a single mode patch lead. So it's got LC on the front. The LC is interchangeable. So if I want to change the polarity, I can by just pulling this apart and moving it around. But it basically plugs into the cassettes on the front. So this is more what we're doing as far as patching is concerned. So we're trying to be patching ports. But if we had a scenario where we're patching from an LC to an SN port, we can actually use this connector or this patch lead, and it will patch into the SN front.
Nice.
So there we have a patch between 2 cassettes.
I see, yeah. That's 2 cassettes, yeah.
They're push-pull to enable you to pull them out quite easily without having to get your fingers too jammed inside. Obviously, being high density, the connections are quite close together, so we want to make sure that we've got ability to be able to pull them out as easily as possible. So we've talked through the differences between those ones. So like we have talked about with the Phobot, the ability for the Commscope cassettes is that they can all fit side by side in the Propel Phobot. So we're not limited to utilising just this for a certain tray, or this for a certain tray, or the 12 core for a certain tray, the 16 core for a certain tray, or the base 8 modules for a certain tray. We can actually interchange them all. You can see all of them have got a little guide on the front of them. And that is what locks it into the Propel Phobot. So with the larger ones, you might have a few different guides.
Oh, you have multiple guides.
But they will lock in. So the ability here is why we've got 3 here, we've only got 1 on this side, is that we can move it. You know, that's the segmentation that we can move it so that they can all sit side by side, which is a brilliant idea.
It is a brilliant idea, and I wish I came up with it. I like that you can be flexible and use like multiple different types of cassette modules. Like,
it's definitely a cost saving because previously to this, if we were trying to put different mediums within the same phobot, it just wouldn't work. So we'd have to have a separated phobot for each different media that we're trying to install. If we were going with base 8, we'd have a base 8 phobot, or at least a base 8 tray. If we were going with a base 12, we would have the same thing. And the 16 core, although it's only just recently sort of being utilised a little bit more, once again, it's got the ability to sit next to base 8 if you're upgrading, or if we have base 12 there as well, we can sit it right next to it.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Like I said, I'm really impressed with the way that the Propel phobot, or the way that these modules can be installed inside a Propel phobot. I do like the different range. Commscope is really leading at this moment in the OM5 build. There's not too many vendors that are bringing that to Australia at the moment, and I know that Commscope have been quite successful in that. We actually have some customers which are using that product right now. The ability for Commscope to keep using their R&D to keep progressing with these different technologies has been fantastic, and I think it's really going to give them a stronghold in the marketplace for the near future at least.
Wow, this is an amazing combination of module cassettes and accessories. That's it for today's video on the Commscope module cassettes and the accessories. If you enjoyed today's video, give us a comment and give us a like. Subscribe to us, and if you haven't already, follow us on LinkedIn. We're there posting a lot of updates. See you guys next time on the next test drive.
Peace out.